Welcome to Black Sheep. Come on in. Hi there. I'm Nancy from Black Sheep Knitting in Needham, Massachusetts. We're a local yarn shop and we have a podcast weekly, and we try to provide information to help you be a better knitter, and we love to show you new projects, and I've got some today. Since it's the season for giving, I thought I would show projects that are easily, you can finish in the next, and I look today, it's Christmas 2 weeks away. I haven't done my shopping. I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, but I have a couple of other things that I was asking my class this morning if there were things that they wanted me to talk about. And one of them is, what do you do if you've bought yarn and you don't know what to do with it? So, you're on a trip somewhere and you see this gorgeous yarn, and then you have no idea what to do with it. Well, thank goodness we have Ravelry. And Ravelry is an incredible resource that if you use it correctly, you will have no problem finding something to do with it. The way that I use Ravelry, so suppose I have yarn, and what if normally if you just bought yarn, you have the label, and you can look on the label. You would look for the gauge, first thing you would do. And for instance here, the gauge says 16 to 20 stitches over 4 inches, which is, you could say 4 stitches to the inch to 5 stitches to the inch, or 4.5. So you'd start with that. So that's the one important thing. The next thing you want to look for is the yardage, which could be in yards or it could be in meters. If it's in meters and you want to translate to yards, you're going to multiply the meters by 1.1, and that will give you the yards. If it gives you a weight, usually around 220 grams this is a worsted weight, is 100 grams, and that's around little over 200 yards. But there's a problem with that, because depending on the thickness of the yarn, it could be a very loosely spun yarn, so it won't weigh as much, but it'll still knit as a certain gauge. So what do? You need to do a swatch, and everybody says, oh, I don't want to bother, blah blah blah. Well, you have to. So just get over yourself and do a gauge. And you want to, for instance, this says the gauge is 16 to 20 over 4 inches. I would cast on 20 stitches. And you can also look at, you could do a gauge in stockinette, which is knit 1 row, purl 1 row, or garter. They will probably be a little different. So if you still don't know what to do and you're trying to find something, I would do a gauge that's a double gauge. So I would do the first part of it, about this much, in a stockinette. Then I would switch to garter, and garter is knit every row. So once I get the gauge, or what my gauge is, I can then go to Ravelry, and when you go into Ravelry and you go to the pattern page, you can look up, suppose you have 400 to 600 or 800 yards. You can make a good, depending on the gauge, you can make a good scarf, cowl, big long cowl, but you can go on the Ravelry page. On the left-hand side are all the filters, and if you're on your iPhone, you're going to have a little trouble. And I don't recommend looking things up on your iPhone, because I find that it's not always compatible with Ravelry. For some reason, it doesn't give you certain information. I would do it on a iPad or your laptop or desktop. So you can go over to the left and you can look at the filters, and there will be filters there that give you yardage. So suppose you've 400 yards and you can say, you know, scarf, and put in the 400 yards. You can put in the gauge and you hit that and it will throw out all the projects. Then once you get a bunch of projects, start looking at, because don't dismiss it the first time you see it, see a project. Go into the projects that other people have done and look at those, look at what people have to say, and you can very easily find something that will work. If you don't have a label, you've got to do a gauge. There's nothing you can do about it. You can then, if you have a kitchen scale, you can weigh how much you have, and you can determine, you'll have to look at some samples to find out weights and what their equivalent, you know, is 200 yards of a worsted weight. I lost my train of thought, sorry. But you have to fool around with that if you haven't got the label. You got to do a gauge, and then you can plug in a gauge. Somebody wanted to know if you want to, and then this way you can look it up on your iPhone. If you're traveling, you're going to have to use your iPhone. But you can look up patterns. You can go for a sweater at a worsted weight, and then you can see the patterns that come up, and then you'll know, and you look at the yardage, and you'll know how much to purchase. So enough of that, I think. Sorry, I'm developing a migraine, so if I'm a little twisted today, that's the reason. So I wanted to show you some samples of things we have in the shop that you might enjoy for quick holiday knitting for gifts. So we have this sample, which is called Slipalicious Stripes from Unique Yarn, and this is unique worsted. Simple, quick slip stitch pattern for a cowl. And I don't have this particular, this was sent to us by the company. I don't have this colorway, but I have others. And this is something you can knit in 2 nights, no big deal. So if you're looking for a quick gift or something for yourself, these don't come with names, but this is the unique worsted, and they stripe. So I'm just going to give you the numbers because there's nothing else I can do. This is 4010. This one is 4017, if you're into blues and reds and purples. And this is 4025 and 4020. There's a lot of color in that. And last but not least, if you want to make somebody a real Christmassy thing, this is just called Christmas. We actually have this in a fingering weight as well, if it appeals. And it's online. So then I came across a pattern that I really like, and it's called Grid Gambit, and Robin will include a better picture. It's a cowl, and it's has a chart, but an easy chart. It's a mosaic, which is fun. I don't think it shows, no, it doesn't show the chart. And it's seamed, so it's flat. You don't have to worry about knitting in the round. So it's done flat, and oh, I guess you don't have to use the chart. It says it's written also. But I think this is fun. Does it give the dimensions? I'm looking to see. Yes. So it's 25.5 inches in circumference. So it fits not real tight, but it has a nice fit to it. So I found a yarn that I quite like that I think would be really fun for this. And this kind of stripes, and it is also marled. So marling is when there are 2 or more strands of different colors of yarn twisted together. And you can marl on your own. You can buy 2 colors of yarn and just 2 different colors and knit them together. This one is already spun for you that way. And the yarn is the 220 Superwash Sport Wave from Cascade 220. And this is super soft. It's lovely, it doesn't itch. And this one is called Spectrum. And we paired it with another really, really soft yarn with 2 skeins of the classic alpaca, and it's called California Claret. So I put those 2 together, and then this one I think is kind of pretty. This one is called Wildflower. So it's got wildflowers in it, and I put it together with, this is kind of a teal color, and they call it spruce. So put it together with 2 skeins. Well, I'll just put this together. You can see those. They're nice. And this alpaca is so super soft. It's amazing. And here's another one. This one I like a lot. This colorway is called Blue-Green. Very descriptive. And I put it with a navy because I thought that would really pop out really beautifully. I like this one. I might even do it myself. I think it looks really fun. And this one is called Blueberry. So you can see it's got blues and purples. And I put it together with a light blue for popping purposes. And this one's called Summer Sky. I thought this would be a fun combination. And got a couple more, which I'll have to get up and get. But this one I thought would be, I love a soft winter white around your neck. I think that's always pretty. So this one is called Wild Berry Sorbet. A beautiful pink with just different shades of pink. And I paired it with a white called White House. And I thought, and you could do lots of other different choices with that, of course. And then one last one. And this one is called Berries. Lots of berry colors. And I paired it with Clematis or Clematis, depending on how you pronounce it. But I think that's just a very rich combination. So again, it's called Grid Gambit, and I think you can do it reasonably quickly. It's on a size 7 needle, so you should be able to. Next one that I thought would be really fun to do, and this one, I loved making this. This is called Maritime Cowl, and this is from, a bunch of years ago, but sometimes these things deserve to be seen again. And this is just a simple cowl with this very simple increase-decrease pattern here with 3 colorways. And the closest I have to this in stock, I think this one's, no, this one I guess is. I'm gonna switch, no I'm not. So I have, this is made in Rios, which is a worsted weight. I did it on a size 8 needle. And so I'm putting it together with Arco Iris and this delicious Ravelry red, which that just screams the holidays, and then with teal feather. And I really like those together. That's one. Another one is Anniversario, which I have a feeling, no, yes, I think this is what I did on this one. There is Anniversario in it. And I did it with the Ravelry red. No, I didn't. I did it with fuchsia, but Ravelry red is what I picked out, and this green. But you could also, if you wanted to swap it out, or you'll find this online, you could also do it with the teal feather. But we'll put these together in kits for you. This one, the last minute I picked this. Isn't this gorgeous? This is cereza and black and natural. Wouldn't that be pretty? I think that's just gorgeous. Then I have one that's a little more earthy, and I love this one. This is called Sunset, and I think this is Piedras, and then again the ivy. Did I mention this ivy before in the other one? But I did those, which I think are fun. And then one other one. And we have lots of Rios. You can look online if you want to make up your own combination. This is the natural with Valentina. And then this, I just think, Pisces. And isn't that just, I love this color. It's so, so pretty. I would love a sweater in it, but I think this would make a really pretty combination. So we'll have those online, hopefully in the next day or so. And then I wanted to show you a quick little thing of if you're looking for stocking stuffers or, you know, a little gift for a friend, we have these fox and pine needle stoppers to put on the end. So these are gingerbread men. We have little kitties. I don't think these are online though, are they? No. We have foxes, and then we have. But you can call the shop. You can call the shop, obviously, and order them. Look at these moose. Too fun. Oh, and then for you avocado lovers, we have avocados, and I showed the moose. And we have Christmas trees and little cute little coffee mugs, Christmassy theme, and sheep. Gotta have sheep. And I'll show you the others. So this is a great, inexpensive little cute thing to get a knitter. Black cats. And what else is in here? Oh, owls. That's a favorite for a lot of people. And finally, ladybugs. We have lots of other fun items. Oh, I missed some over there, Robin. Got to show them all. These are butterflies. These are donuts. Aren't they fun? You're a donut lover, which I am. And strawberries. And finally, butterflies. Oops. Look at those butterflies. Aren't they cute? So as I started to say, we have other gift items. We have an order coming from Cocoa Knits of their towels, their super absorbent towels for when you're blocking. We have blocking pads coming. We have the pop-up dryers, the things that you're going to lay your sweaters out on to dry. I couldn't block without that, or not blocking, but I couldn't wash my sweaters without those because I wash most sweaters on gentle cycle on cold in my washer, and then I take them out, and if they don't need blocking, I just lay them out on that pop-up dryer, and they dry overnight. It's great to do, and I don't, you know, people use towels to lay them out to dry. I wouldn't do it. Towels absorb the water, but then where does that go? That water, it stays in the towel. So your piece doesn't dry that fast. You can put it, I don't do this, but you could put it on like a garbage bag or something because it will air dry. And the garbage bag isn't going to absorb any water, so it's going to dry in the air. And I don't have a lot else to say today, but come in the shop. It's a busy time. It's a lot of fun to come and shop. And the town is offering free parking until after Christmas, I believe. So you can park at the meters for free, which is a good thing. They say for only 2 hours, but I've parked all afternoon, and they haven't. I don't think they're giving tickets for anyone. So
the meter maid's not watching.
Oh yeah, Robin says she hopes the meter maid's not watching me, but the meter maids are very friendly in Needham. So anyway, you can have free parking. So come in, visit us, find a good project for now the cold weather is coming back, and we'll be waiting to see you. We're here for help. We have open knitting on Friday afternoon and Saturday afternoon from 3 to 5. So do come and see us, and happy knitting. Bye.